The Blue Lock project is entirely based on a lie, not from Jinpachi ego, but from the fact that the Blue Lock will determine the best player in Japan. Because while 300 strikers are locked away, fighting for a title that's up for grabs, Japan's real ace was never even in the running. This is the story of why SAE ITOSHI, the prodigy who abandoned his dream, is still the most exceptional talent his country has ever produced. In the pressure cooker world of Blue Lock, the goal is simple and absolute: forge the world's greatest egoist striker. We watch Yoichi Asagi and his rivals push themselves to the brink, all chasing a dream that seems just within reach. But what if I told you Japan's greatest footballing talent was never a candidate? While Ego was building his battle royale, a true prodigy was already testing himself against the world's elite. This isn't about who will become Japan's ace. It's about the one who is already one of the best in the world. Today we're talking about SAE ITOSHI, the midfield maestro whose skill, vision, and journey proved that the heart of Japanese football beats not inside Blue Lock, but in the youth academy of a Spanish giant. Before Blue Lock, before the Neo-Egoist League, there was just SAE ITOSHI. From a young age, SAE was a footballing genius. While other kids were learning the basics, he was mastering techniques that left everyone in awe. He wasn't just good, he was a force of nature. His original dream was pure: to become the best striker in the world, a goal he shared with his younger brother Rin. SAE's talent was so blindingly obvious, it couldn't be contained in Japan. His dribbling, his long-range shooting, and his gut-level understanding of the game were on another planet. This led to the ultimate validation for any young footballer: an invitation to join the Youth Academy of Royale, the manga's stand-in for Spain's most legendary club. This wasn't just a win for him, it was a symbol of hope for all of Japanese football. Here was a homegrown talent so brilliant that one of the world's titans had to have him, and his ambition was just as massive, openly stating he had no interest in the J-League and was aiming to win the Champions League. He was Japan's chosen one, the superstar destined for global greatness. The road to the top is never a straight shot. When SAE arrived in Spain, he was thrown into a shark tank of relentless competition. He was no longer the undisputed prodigy. He was just one of many, all clawing for the same prize. He came face to face with players like Leonardo Luna and other geniuses who possessed innate gifts that simply couldn't be taught. They redefined his understanding of what was possible on the field. This was SAE's moment of truth. He faced the crushing realization that his dream of being the world's #1 striker might be a fantasy. He saw a gap between his own incredible talent and the almost God-given abilities of others. It was a blow that would have broken a lesser player. But SAE didn't break. He evolved. Instead of quitting, he adapted. This wasn't a story of failure, but one of brutal self-discovery. He recognized that his true, unparalleled genius wasn't just in scoring goals, but in seeing the entire field, in orchestrating plays that others couldn't even dream of. And so, the world's next great striker decided to become the world's best midfielder. This switch unlocked the truest version of SAE ITOSHI. As a midfielder, his talents weren't just used, they were unleashed. His new dream? To find a striker worthy of bringing his perfect passes to life. His playstyle is described as beautiful, a symphony of movement and precision that controls the entire game's rhythm. He operates on a flawless footballing philosophy, where every touch and every pass is optimized to create the most effective play. We see the full extent of this during the U20 match against the Blue Lock 11. The second he steps on the field, it's clear he's on another level. Even Jinpachi Ego, a man who despises the state of Japanese football, calls SAE an indispensable, one-of-a-kind talent. In that match, SAE was the puppet master, the skillful thread master, as his name implies. He didn't just play, he conducted an orchestra. He scored a jaw-dropping goal from an impossible angle, but his real dominance was in his playmaking. His vision was practically precognitive, and his passes were works of art, weighted to the millimeter. Partnering with the wild-card Ryusei Shidu, he created a chemical reaction that the Blue Lock defenders just couldn't solve. He was the living embodiment of the world-class standard the Blue Lock boys were so desperately chasing. And that's the real difference, isn't it? The Blue Lock project is, at its heart, a school. It's an incubator designed to force growth, to see if a true egoist striker can be born from a pool of unpolished gems. Isagi, Baru, Nagi, and even SAE's brother Rin are all works in progress. They are discovering their weapons and learning to compete. They are fighting to become world-class. SAE ITOSHI already is. He isn't in Blue Lock because he doesn't need to be. His trial by fire happened on his own, on the most demanding stages in youth football. While the Blue Lock boys battled each other, SAE was challenging the best young players from across the globe. He's a member of the new generation World 11, a title that puts him among the most promising football prodigies on the planet. This isn't a ranking inside a Japanese training facility, it's a global seal of approval. The proof of his exception is in Jinpachi Igo's own hypocrisy. Igo declared that only the top 23 from the Neo-Egoist League would represent Japan, yet made it known he would make an exception for a talent like SAE, a rule break he wouldn't consider for anyone else. His entire perspective is different. The Blue Lock players are obsessed with their own goal-scoring stats, their individual ego. SAE's ego has moved beyond that. He finds satisfaction in creating a beautiful play, in controlling the game with such mastery that the impossible looks easy. He's not looking to be the hero who scores the winning goal. He's looking for a hero worthy of his passes. During the U20 match, he single-handedly exposed the massive gap between Japan's best and the international standard, forcing the Blue Lock 11 to evolve in real time just to keep up. He became the benchmark that any future ace must surpass. At this point, can we say that Blue Lock was created to find the perfect match with SAE ITOSHI? Knowing Ego, that's probably not true, but that's probably one of the reasons. This brings us to the future, and the question every fan is asking: what is SAE's role in the U20 World Cup? The manga has created a fascinating situation. Ego's initial roster of 23 players from the Neo-Egoist League is set, seemingly shutting the door on SAE. However, recent chapters revealed a loophole. The tournament allows up to 26 players, and the Japan Football Association's chairman has reserved a spot for SAE. The question is no longer if SAE will join, but when. It's now clear that he is slated to join Team Japan, but likely only after the group stages. His condition for playing seems deeply personal. He wants to be on the field for the match against Spain, setting up a dramatic showdown against his rivals in the country where he remade himself. This move solidifies his position not just as a player, but as a narrative wildcard. While theories about him representing Spain were once popular, his renewed interest in Japan's potential and the clear path for him to join the national team make that scenario highly unlikely. His arrival is being saved for a critical moment, a strategic reinforcement meant to elevate Japan when the stakes are at their absolute highest. The Blue Lock project is a revolutionary and necessary step for Japanese football. It's built to shatter an outdated mindset and create a striker with the ego to conquer the world. But while it's busy forging this new weapon, it's important to remember that Japan's real ace was never in the furnace. He was already a perfectly sharpened blade. SAE ITOSHI represents a different path to greatness, one of early genius, a harsh reality check, and brilliant adaptation. His journey through the heart of European football forced him to become the most complete and creatively dominant player from Japan. He isn't a striker forged in a battle royale. He's a midfield king who has already seen the top of the mountain and reshaped his ambitions to conquer it in his own way. While Blue Lock is building Japan's future, SAE ITOSHI is its present. He is the established world-class talent, the true prodigy, and the real ace of his generation. So what do you think? Is SAE ITOSHI the key for the U20 World Cup? Can he bring Japan to the top of the world? Let me know your theories in the comments. And if you enjoyed this look at Blue Lock's hidden ace, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.